Have you tried the AI-assisted patch builder inside of the Sunday Keys app? It's an incredible feature that lets you describe the patch you're looking for with as little or much detail as you like in just plain English. So you can say, give me a piano and a pad, type that out, and then Patch Builder does all of the work to generate a patch for you based on what you're describing. Well, since release, we've generated tens and tens of thousands of patches for folks, and it's really incredible to see the results that people are able to get. But I want to give you a little bit of insight into what the early days of building this feature out were like. We had a plan for what we wanted it to do, but we didn't actually know exactly what kinds of results we would get until we started getting them. That means we were like 95% of the way done with the feature before we even knew if it would be usable. It was pretty intense. But once we started to get results back, once all the wires were connected for the first time, I realized something right away. This is not working very well at all. Those first responses to the prompts we were feeding it did not give us anything remotely like what we were looking for. It took us a while to figure out how to work with the latest large language model technology, the power of AI, to actually get meaningful results. But over time and lots of iterating, we really feel like we were able to dial in an experience that's pretty powerful. It understands, based on our knowledge of the Sunday Keys library, how we've trained this model on everything that's common in worship music and lots of examples. It's able to infer and extract lots of meaning and give you patches that are actually useful starting points. Today, I wanted to explore, because there are some interesting things that we've found. I call them emergent properties. These are things that Patch Builder can do that we didn't even plan on it being able to do. I want to give you 3 sort of secret ways you can prompt Patch Builder to get interesting results. These are not intuitive. They're not covered in the user manual. These are just things we figured out after the feature was done, gave interesting, fun, or unexpected results. But when you understand what can be done, I'm hopeful that it'll help you figure out some more weird ways to prompt Patch Builder to get interesting results back. Here's the first thing we uncovered once we started working with Patch Builder. Of course, it's easy to think about describing a patch with the sounds that you need. I need a piano, a pad, a bright lead, a dark bass, all of these things. And that's kind of what the examples go for, where you can describe the overall vibe of the song. But something else you can do that's really pretty cool is ask it to sort of do this genre bending or remixing kind of thing. Let me show you what I mean. Make me a patch like a mix between Michael W. Smith and Hillsong, Young and Free. When you start to blur lines of genres or artists, you can ask it to remix songs. It starts to do interesting things creatively, how it interprets that and infers meaning from it. You always end up with these results that are very unpredictable, but often enjoyable, at the very least funny. But usually they do something cool that you're just like, oh, I like that concept. That could be interesting to me. So let's see what we got. So you've got like the digital piano thing from Midi. And then you've got all these big synths from Young and Free. Especially in the right hand. And then you layer everything together and it's that's pretty cool. Let's hit try again. You can always hit try again and get something similar but with different ingredients selected. You should hit try again until you really like what you get. That's really cool. Let's try another. So just mash up ideas, mash up sounds, mash up songs, ask for remixes. This is really the thing. Like, we thought people would ask for something, like a specific mix of sounds or a specific genre or a certain type of feel. What we didn't do any training on or really plan for is asking for more than one of those kinds of things. So 2 genres, 2 artists, 2 different vibes. And the results, honestly, are pretty cool. It handles that really well and does creative things that just a more simple, sort of straightforward prompt won't give you. Let's do this one. Chris Tomlin and Bon Iver in a band together. These guys have very distinctly different vibes, so I'm very curious. That's really cool. You got spacey elements, you've got noisy elements, you've got this taped swarm, which is very much that Bon Iver sort of vibe. But then you also have a grand piano, you have this bell pad. It's definitely still doing the more modern Chris Tomlin thing. Let's hit try again. Always hit try again unless you love what you get the first time. Doesn't hurt. I like this one less, so I'm gonna hit try again. That first one was kind of dark and brooding, like Bon Iver stuff. That one was a little bit too bright. Ooh. This is my favorite. That's a good one. I really like that. There's the layers if you want to copy that vibe for yourself. Let's take this one little iteration further, but it's the For Emma Forever Ago era for Bon Iver. I'm a big Bon Iver fan. If you're not familiar with his work, this is his first album they recorded in some cabin in Wisconsin. Somewhere, I don't know, it's very folky, acoustic-y, and I'm just curious what that's gonna do for me, if anything. We'll see if it interpreted any of that. There's also all these noisy elements on the original album. It's just like a little bit bigger than I'd want it to be, but I can mix this a little bit here. So then we just have these textured elements. Let me turn off that reverb. That's pretty cool, actually. I don't know if it nailed the acoustic vibe of the For Emma album. You never really know what you're gonna get fully when you start mashing these concepts together. That's pretty cool though. Okay, so that's the first secret, is prompt by mashing together genres and asking for remixes. The second one's actually quite useful, and I think you're gonna immediately understand and think why didn't I think of that? And the third one is super weird and off the wall. It really blew my mind the first time we figured it out. But first off, the second one, talk to Patch Builder about your feelings. Or rather, how you want the patch to feel. A patch that feels like a bright, sunny morning. Let's try this one. When you talk to Patch Builder about the feel, rather than the vibe, it gets less hung up on genre and more so just, I'm not exactly even sure, it talks about the feeling of individual sounds as it understands them, rather than the accumulation of a genre and what the genre is supposed to do. So you get really interesting layer choices when you talk about feelings. Sad, happy, or feels like a bright sunny morning, or a cloudy day, or a peaceful night. Christmas morning gives you different results than just saying, make me a patch for a Christmas song. It's really a fun perspective to put on the prompts that you create. So this sounds like a sunny morning in theory. Oh yeah, I get that. I didn't know exactly what I was expecting, but that's exactly what I was expecting. Let's try again. Always try again. Oh wow, it's like a totally different feeling from the same prompt. Very cool. Let's try one more feeling. A patch to make me sad. So if we say a patch for when I am sad, it might try to make a patch that's encouraging, but I want the patch to make me sad. All right, let's see. Okay, it's pretty somber. I mean, it's got an ARP in there, kind of pulsing, and then just big, sort of dark pads, that bright pad. Let's hit try again. Always hit try again. Let's try E minor. Oh yeah. Yeah, we're going interstellar, baby. This is it. I am depressed now. And I would not have designed that on my own, but Patch Builder got me there, and I think it sounds really, really cool. Okay, are you ready for the weirdest one? This one was truly something that I never, ever would have expected. Oh, okay, hang on. Before we get to the third one, I'm not trying to be clickbaity. I actually forgot that I wanted to say this, and I'm gonna say it now, or I will forget. Patch Builder works in like any world language. So not just in English, you can prompt it in any other language, and it will translate your prompt and then give you back a patch in English or whatever, but it's actually going to pull meaning from whatever language. So wherever you are in the world, if you're watching this video with translation, Patch Builder speaks your language and it can understand you. Super cool. Seriously, not trying to be clickbaity. I just wanted to make sure I didn't forget to say that because that's really cool. Okay, here's the third one. This is the really crazy thing. It started out about character count because we had to figure out how many characters can you send to this thing, and we settled on 250, so that's a lot of characters, several sentences. We also had to figure out the minimum number of characters, and we knew it needed to be more than one. We settled on 3. Why? We're very smart. P-A-D, pad. The word pad has 3 letters, so we're like, well, let's set the minimum character count to 3. But then one day during alpha testing, I accidentally hit this key on the keyboard, and I had a crazy idea. I thought to myself, I wonder what would happen if... And it turns out that Patch Builder knows exactly what to do with emojis as input. I mean, come on, guys. That's absolutely insanely weird, right? Like, I mean, it's cool, but it's just strange. So 3 pumpkins gives you something kind of spooky. I'm filming this video in October. Whether you celebrate spooky season or not, you can at least appreciate a beautifully carved pumpkin. What does that sound like? Really interesting results. Now, you don't have to just do seasonal emojis. You can do anything. I mean, we haven't really explored everything that can be done. We haven't used all emojis. But what would happen if I did the nerdy emoji and the no-speaking emoji and the melting emoji? I literally have no idea. Maybe it won't even work. I'm sure there's some combinations of emojis that it won't know what to do with. I mean, I don't know exactly why these sounds, but I'm not mad. I mean, it's actually quite a beautiful patch for underscoring. Look, folks, obviously I'm not suggesting that you make all of your prompts emoji-based or that you should include an emoji in all of your prompts just to reinforce the message. The idea is to shift the mindset towards like, okay, sometimes Patch Builder can just be this point of inspiration, this like dice to roll. It can give you very specific results if you know what you're looking for and you describe it with an appropriate amount of detail. And for that, it's incredibly fast and time-saving to get great results and just build your set list in like 5-10 minutes. But it can also be a very useful tool for just trying stuff, being creative. If you feel like you're getting stuck in a rut behind the keyboard or as you're putting your set lists together, maybe do just try popping in a few emojis or talk about a feeling you want to evoke rather than I need a piano, a pad, and an organ. And then for the next song saying, I need an organ, a pad, and a piano. You know, like if you're in that spot, it's just interesting to think about different ways to prompt this tool, and then you get something back, and you view that, I guess, as the output, right? It's the deliverable, the thing you get. But shift that and think of that actually as a prompt back to you. Like you say, what did I say? Nerd emoji, nose talking emoji, and melting emoji, and I got this. So I fed it something that really didn't have meaning to me. I just kind of thought it'd be funny for the video. But then I get this back as the result, and it actually prompts me to play the piano in a specific way. Like I talked about it being for altar calls and stuff. And it's this interesting cycle of the technology getting prompted by us, and then we are prompted by the technology, and then we use the technology in specific ways. I don't know, I just think it's interesting and exciting times to be a musician, and I'm excited and proud of the Patch Builder feature inside of Sunday Keys, and we're still figuring out all that it can do and improving it over time as more and more of you folks use it. So I hope that this is interesting to you. Leave a comment, let us know which of those 3 unique perspectives you're going to try, or maybe share one of your favorite prompts and the result that you got from the AI Patch Builder in the comments. See you in the next video.